So, um, tell us a little bit about your journey to the TEDx. I mean, how did that take place? I mean, when I say your journey, I'm referring to maybe from the time, it doesn't matter, but maybe from the time that you conceived the thought that you wanted to do it to the day you stepped on the stage. Or maybe it's something else, but tell us about the journey that you personally had to get to that TEDx.
I'll be honest with you. Speaking about the bad manager portion, it was the afternoon. It was probably a winter afternoon, and I was working for a company where leadership was really just, not good. The morale of the place wasn't great. There were two leaders there, and they just did not know how to lead effectively. It was a poisonous environment, frankly. And I was brought into a meeting and I gave my resignation. I said, you know what? I don't want to be here. This is not who I am, not who I want to be, not the environment I want to be in. So if I look at the origin of the TED Talk, it was me finally being fed up with poor managers, poor leaders. That's where it started. And because I started looking at the effects that it had on me, and I had just started dating my wife now, but we had just started dating, and I didn't like that. She always said, you seem not in a good mood when when she would see me.
Yeah.
So that's really where it started. And I wanted to talk about how I started to think about how can I get a message out? How can I educate people about how important it is to hire and what those effects were? And I started thinking, what methods could I use to do this? Should I start a podcast? Should I just get on a soapbox in the middle of the street and start talking? And I saw TEDx, because we would always go to TEDx every year when they came to Charlotte. I said, there you go, let me try that. And so I applied, and that's how it really started.
Okay. And I'm going to ask you, did you like pat yourself on the back? I mean, because usually when people ask me, well, how do you get on TEDx? I say, well, get you a blank wall, because you're going to have to take all your rejection notices and paper the wall with it, because you're going to get it. But you applied to one and got it.
I was very fortunate that way, Glenn. I'll be honest with you. I applied. I applied. I auditioned. I went past that level. I continued. I became a finalist, and then I presented on the stage. So call it being blessed. Call it being fortunate. Something was definitely working in my favor. I will say that the TEDx was supposed to happen at the beginning of 2020.
Oh.
So what happened was it wasn't released until August of 2020. So that whole time we were continuing to work on the speech. We didn't know if TEDx would happen. We didn't know what was going on, right?
Right.
Pandemic times. So that was the only adversity. But from a auditioning piece, hey, I was just fortunate.
Yeah, you were. So make sure you do that. Give yourself a good pat on the back.